Okay, welcome back to Chaotic Crafting. I was thinking that maybe it would be appropriate to show a demo of quarantine-friendly art supplies. My mom even said, I wish I had an art journal. I would have done some arting along with you. And I'm like, Mom, you don't need an art journal. You got a notebook, right? With notebook paper. This is just regular notebook paper. And I'm just going to show you some things that you have around your house. Now, I'm a freak. I order craft supplies all the time, all day long. I love them. I can't get enough. But I just gathered up stuff out of my junk drawer and thought, let's just talk about what we can do. The first thing I wanted to show you is a book. So you may think, oh, I would never want to mess up a book. I literally got this out of the Second Charles free bin outside of their stores. They usually have big bins full of books. I also got, you can see I've been playing around with this one, an Alabama driver manual out of there. I got a really cool book that I will probably turn into an art journal one day. I love the aged pages in these, and you may think, please don't tear pages out of that book. I tear pages out of books, but if you don't want to, you can just make a copy of this on your printer and use that. That's another thing. If you have a printer, you can look up all kinds of images. There's a Facebook page for free art journal images where you could just pull them up and print them and use this in your art journal. So there's ways to get prints without spending a whole bunch of money. One of the things I really love to use is a jelly plate. I didn't bring one in here because I thought, what if somebody doesn't have a jelly plate? And I thought, well, they might probably have a Ziploc bag. I'm going to use just really inexpensive craft paint. This is the kind you can get usually 50 cents, maybe $1 a tube. So I'm just going to pour some paint on here. I'm going to be mindful of complementary colors. I'm from Alabama, so I always remember Auburn plays LSU at Christmas. So Auburn colors are blue and orange, LSU are purple and yellow, and Christmas, of course, is red and green. So if you mix any of those colors together, you're going to get a neutral, or really it's going to look like brown or like mud. So if I were to put this yellow in here, I'd want to be sure to put it over on the side where the blue and pink is and not the purple. Squirted some randomly on a page. I'm going to wet it just to help it move around a little. And like I said, if you don't have a jelly page, a jelly print, watch this, y'all. Squish it. You just squish it around. So much fun. You're gonna get all kind of cool colors. I'm gonna bring this down some and bring this down some. Make it a little orange, get a little green from that turquoise and yellow. And look, it has spilled over everywhere. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna keep doing it. You get junk mail, or is it just me? I'm sure everyone gets junk mail. So one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to throw this on a junk mail. Chaotic crafting. How we're going to art our page. You don't need anything fancy. You can art with it. So I love the way this envelope looks, and we're going to use it in just a minute. So that's the Ziploc bag way. Very cool, very easy. Almost everybody has one of those. You can wash it out, use it over to printing. I kind of like the way this is going. Another thing you can use, speaking of junk mail, so I get these all the time. And guess what? This is a nice little painting tool. If you say you don't have a paintbrush available, I can use one of these, or I sometimes forget to turn in your hotel key when you go to the hotel. I always try to, but I forget. So one thing I use as a palette are pieces of plastic that I get free with packaging. As you can see, this has got some dried paint on it from where I've used it in the past, and I'm going to show you something fun we can do with that. But I want to put down some paint, so I'm gonna use a new one. Guess what this came from? Peanut butter cookies. So I cut out the top of the peanut butter cookie case that came from my favorite grocery store from the deli, and I can use this as a palette holder, or whatever you want to call it. If I act now, I'm pre-approved for some cool little designs on my. This is a really neat tool. You don't even have to have brushes, guys. You can do art with what you've got at the house. I'm gonna set this aside. We're gonna let that one. Another thing in part of my junk mail, I don't know exactly where this came from, but how cool is this? Look, I'm sure it's a privacy document that everybody gets, but it's in like every language on the planet, and I love this. So I'm like, let's just use some of this as some of my collage, because I think that'd be really cool. I'm just gonna get this back, even though it's not dry. I'm just gonna start with this. So I know that I like using matte medium to glue down my pages, and I was showing you last time the beautiful Jane Davenport napkins like this one under here, some of these tissue paper with newsprint, but guess what? What is newsprint? Newsprint is even newsprint, right? So you can use that. But I found this little cheap clear slime glue in I think it was discounted for a little project where I could make my own slime. That is so thick. All I gotta do to make this more like Mod Podge or more like a matte medium is wet it down real good. So you can use whatever you've got. I am gonna use a brush just to smooth this glue under here. But y'all, I mean, I said earlier, I think if you've got Elmer's, that would work. If you don't have Elmer's, just use what you've got. You don't have to have anything fancy to make art. And I'm okay. I knew that was going to happen because it wasn't dry. I'm okay with that. One thing I think is kind of neat, MasterCard, so I'll paint over that right quick. And I may have to wind up putting something over that. Oops, that glue is really good. But I want to put I'm going to put something down right here, and I'm going to put like this over it, like you're looking through the window to see that, and then I'm going to write over that window. And so normally I would pull out like washi tape. Jane Davenport has a whole bunch of washi tape. It's basically just decorative low-tack tape. But y'all, if you don't have washi tape, look at this. So this is my palette that I used last time. And everybody says do this with packaging tape, and it works better with packaging tape, but look, this is just regular old Scotch tape. I'm gonna create some washi tape. This will pull off of this little plastic because it's acrylic, and acrylic is just plastic. So once it dries, it has like a plastic skin to it. So I'm gonna make my own washi tape to be the hinge to this window or door, or whatever it is that you wanna call it. I took up that piece. I want some of this turquoise in here. Maybe some of this orangey. And so I am now making my own washi tape. So you don't have to run out to the store, which is now closed anyway, or wait for the mail to come in. You can literally use what you've got. Now that's gonna be like my little hinge. I'm gonna be able to open the door and see what's in the mail. A cool little ad from a real estate agent, which I thought, how cute, a little word word find thing, which might be cool. Now, it is glossy, but I think I want to glue it down anyway. I'm not going to put glue on the top of this because it wouldn't stick anyway. It's so shiny and glossy, but I am going to put glue on the bottom of it just to stick it on because I think that's kind of interesting. All right. Okay. So I went to get some stuff to add to our backgrounds that we've done, and the mail had seen a freebie magazine in, and I marked a couple of pages that I thought were cute. So I'll probably use her face, and you know, Easter's around the corner, so I'm probably going to use this little sheet. All right. So again, free stuff. All right. Haven't spent any money yet. All right. So the first thing I'm gonna do is use some of this because I like the way it looks as a background. And I did find some white glue. It's gonna be the same. Oh well, I'm not gonna, yeah, okay, let me get some of that out. Again, with the white glue, the only difference is, with this and medium, matte medium, is you're gonna have to water this way down. We want it a lot thinner than that. All right, so I'm gonna stick this down. I'm gonna go back to my little card. Oh well, here's my Here's my room key one. And I'm not gonna put, I think there's enough glue on the page to stick her, and I'm not gonna put anything on top of her because I don't want her bubbling up and coming off later. So that's gonna be good. All right, and now we're gonna let some of these pages dry so I can show you the next. Okay, I don't like this being all white, so I'm gonna put a color over. Oh yeah. All right, so I'm gonna have him sticking out just a little, and then when you open it up, you'll get to see what's behind our little door. Be careful and leave this open because I don't want that to accidentally get glued. I mean, you don't have any stamps or any ink at your house. I am not playing. I'm gonna show you how to do this whole thing. Since we're gonna assume no one's got stencils or stamps, I'm just going to get myself some of this bubble wrap. You're gonna love this. You can put this in ink, or if you don't have ink, let's just use a little acrylic glue. I am gonna brush this on because I want the bubbles to pop out. Let me find a brush that's decent. I'm using black just because I have so many colors on this page. I think black will stand out the best. Ah, love it. I got another package in the other day that had these really big bubbles on it. You can see I've already used it once. I'm going to use it on our other page that we just made. Move that out the way. Get this one over here. All right. I'm going to do sort of the same thing I did last time. I'm going to have like a big row of dots. I think I want these to be turquoise because that's my favorite. And look, I got what, 1, 2, 3, like 3 or 4 good, pretty decent passes out of it. So now that we've got a few pages done, it's the fun part, or what I call the fun part. I'm gonna dry. All right. Set this one aside. I'm gonna work on this one first. Another thing that I think a lot of houses probably have, this one isn't dried out. Oops. Highlighters. So the big splotches of paint will take longer to dry than the other ones, so I don't have, everything on this is not quite dry, but it's close enough. I mean, I'm okay if I get a little schmear. A little schmear never hurt nobody, but I just wanted to take care of some of that white space. I wish I could have found a different color highlighter. This is the only one I could find, so it's the only one I get to use. And Sharpies. I have a drawer full of Sharpies. Not all of them work. If you don't have Sharpies, then of course just permanent markers will work. So here's where you just be a little creative. So now we have, hey COVID-19, if I promise to miss you, will you go? Here's the other page that it's gonna do. let's just add some fun stuff to this little. Turn this lock down. My little sixth sense of humor to let me know, and it's always a good idea to just put a little date on these things so you'll remember how you were feeling that day. And hopefully one day we'll all look back and go, man, I remember how we almost went crazy, but we didn't. We almost did, but we didn't. So the trick is, use what you've got. Knock, knock, who's there? I'm going to do a little doorknob right here so you can open the door. Knock, knock, who's there? COVID is bad. COVID-19 is bad. All right, so that's my art with what you got at home. Stay sane. Stay safe, everyone. Stay healthy. Pray for your family. Call them often. FaceTime them and do art. It does help. Thanks for watching Chaotic Crafting. Here's the final project with a few little added doodles and kind of working on that text a little bit. There's the one page. And the other page, again, random doodles. I did add a big eyeball so it looks like his eye is open, and then when you open the door, it's closed. Alright, so there's the two pages together. Thanks for watching Chaotic Crafting.